we work for some of the largest retailers here in the States, and several of those are essential businesses, and because they're essential, they've asked us to continue to partner with them through this to provide them with the necessary assets and what have you. And so because of that, some of our studio facilities have continued to operate as in a smaller component. We've had less people in doing the work. We've had to eliminate any freelance help that we would normally have for the most part. So it has meant teams are smaller, but at the same token, the requirements needed during this time have fallen off significantly as well. So we've had 2 facilities that have closed temporarily. We have folks on furlough, and then we have 2 facilities that are operating at roughly half staff currently. And here in Georgia, where I'm located, our state's been opening up pretty quickly, and although we're not yet near full staff and actually still working with the same staff, in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we do anticipate getting the majority, if not all, of our staff back in this studio, as well as about half the staff in another studio we have here in town back. But it's going to be very different, and that's what I think is going to be interesting. Some dialogue we'll talk about here today is what that looks like. This week I've been working up some floor plan drawings, for example, of how we can maybe alter workflow and assign people in areas to help with separation, to keep people separate. There's some people we're just not going to be able to. So, what do we do? Being masks and gloves, and what are we doing to help, take every precaution necessary to do that? And we're working on it. And I wish I could say I had all the answers. I don't. Every day there's new rules and regulations that we have to follow, and we just continue to jump through those hoops and assimilate that into our processes.
So Vera Bradley, if you're not familiar with us, we're a women's handbag and accessory company. We're based in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So we're kind of isolated a little bit to begin with. But yeah, it's funny listening to Kent when he was saying, workflows, and we have smaller groups of people, but there's less stuff coming through, and they're working through it. It's funny, from our side, we've kind of hit the opposite side of being in-house. Our internal customers now, everything's being driven by online sales. Since all of our stores are basically closed, there's a few that just opened this week. So the need for assets, quick turnarounds, everything that you would expect, plus the craziness of COVID, has increased. And we've also lost 50% of our photographers and stylists that were freelance until this is kind of over. So for us, it's kind of, we're actually busier than we ever have been.